Guys, I'm back at Into Moto in Warrington, and well, I'm stood near all of the bikes that have just come in that need prepping and everything. So it just seems like a daily occurrence at Into Moto. They're getting more and more bikes in every time I come. So I'm on something a little bit different today. I've never tried one before. I don't think I've actually seen one before. I'm going to say it's a bit special, but I'll explain why very shortly. Let's have a look at what I'm on. This is a Hanway Muscle 125. Now I know you might be thinking, how on earth can I class a Hanway Muscle 125 as something special? Well, the reason behind it is it's registered on a 72 plate, meaning this bike is 2 years old. However, not a single mile on the clock, never been ridden. I'm going to be the first person to ride it. And as far as I'm aware, these bikes were actually released in 2018. So this bike may well have been resting since that time. So the fact that it was registered 2 years ago means it was possibly used at a show, possibly used in a showroom somewhere, but now it's at Into Moto and it's for sale for £2,299. It's a bike with 0 miles for a little over £2,000. Let's go around the bike. I'll go through some specifications as we're going, and you let me know what you think, and I'll let you know what I think as I'm going. So come on, we'll have a look round. Always have to start with the close-up. I actually like the old school looks on this. Sucker for spoke wheels. I think the older looking bikes, they always seem to look nicer when they've got spoke wheels. And as you can see with this one, it is sporting L plates because it's a 125cc. So if you've done your CBT in the UK and you are 17 or over, this bike is ready to go for you. Bench seat, and there is potential for a pillion on the back. You've got your own foot peg there, pillion foot peg there, and they do match. So yes, that's something I like. No grab handles. It's currently on its side stand, and there is a centre stand just there. I do like the front as well. A single disc at the front, single disc at the rear, those indicators at the back, nice clear lens, and then you've got this big old rear light at the back as well. Looks like LEDs in there, but I'll confirm that. The exhaust, you can always tell when a bike's been started, because when it comes with a chrome or like a stainless steel exhaust, as soon as it's had some heat to it, it starts to get this like a golden colour, and you know it's had some heat put through it. But this bike in particular, if you have a look, you're hard pushed to find any dirt on it at all. Pretty much straight from the crate. Muscle. Finally, I can say I have some muscle. Well, actually, no, I'm borrowing some muscle. The buttons on this, just the industry standard. You've got a horn, you've got your indicators, you've got a high and low beam, and then there's a flash button. Right hand side, again, just your standard. Engine start, engine cut off. Old school digital screen. If it has been used for bike shows or just being moved from showroom to showroom, then yeah, it clocks up over a couple of years. But still, that is absolutely nothing. Now, as far as the screen goes, it does feel it's not very bright. It is suffering a little bit with reflections. It's quite a bright day today. I can see it, but I could see it also if there's a lot of sunshine on it. Whether you can see it clearly, I don't know. We'll find that out on a test ride. 5 gears. One less to worry about. Just the 5 on this. Now, the engine on this beast, well, I've got quite a beast. It's a muscle bike, isn't it? The engine on this beast is a 124cc air-cooled engine. It's got 5 gears, it's a chain drive, and it delivers 10 mighty horses. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there going to say, 10? 10? Maximum is just under 15 we can have. I think it's 14.8. I always refer to it as 15 because it's pretty much there. But, yeah, only 10 horsepower. So I'm going to put this through its paces a little bit. I want to see how it fares. I might even do a performance test on it just to compare what a cheaper low horsepowered 125 does in comparison to the other bikes that I've done the performance test on. Yes, why not? Now the seat height on this is unbelievably low, so if you have got shorter legs, this could well be the bike for you. The seat height is down at 720 millimeters. So yeah, work it out. I'm going to throw my leg over. I'm 5'8" with a 29-inch inseam. So short legs, and we'll see how I look on this. I've got a nice bend in the knee. It would certainly suit somebody who's considerably shorter than me, and they should still be able to flat foot both sides. Riding position, it's a bit on the sporty side. From thinking it was going to be more of a sit-up bike, but no. We'll see how it is when I'm riding, but I can already tell this bike is very similar to a lot of the sporty 125s I've been on recently. My back is far from being up straight, and I am bent over the tank a little bit. I'm even feeling a little bit of weight going onto my wrist just because I'm having to lean forward so much. It's going to be an interesting one. I didn't expect that. One thing I do really like with this bike, and anybody who is smaller or somebody who wants a lighter bike because of injury, age, whatever, this bike only weighs 112 kilograms. 112 kilograms means, especially because of that low seat, it's so easy to just move with your feet with little to no effort at all. So it may well suit you if you're looking for downsizing. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take it for a ride. We'll see what the performance is like. It's got 10 horsepower, but it's very light. So I'm hoping that having 10 horsepower doesn't mean the performance is going to be poor, because it's counteracted by being unbelievably light. Let's go for a ride. Let's see if it's any good. The bike noise, if you can hear it, sounds alright. Sounds quite meaty for a little 125, but the aim of today, I'm not going to do my usual performance test, and there is a reason behind it, and that reason is that this bike has got so little miles. If I go and do my usual performance test, that'll just add too many miles. Also, the bike has got so few miles, I don't really want to take it to its maximum. I don't want to hurt it, so I think, having given it some thought about it, I don't want to do anything that's going to harm the bike for its next owner. I'm just going to do an initial impressions ride of the bike, but I will obviously go onto some faster roads. I'm just not going to be taking the revs as high as perhaps I would do if it was on my usual performance test route. Brakes are good. I use the back brake then just to test it, and the back brake is really sharp, and I think the weight has a lot to do with that. With the bike being so light, the brakes work really well. It's the big heavy bikes that you really struggle to stop unless they've got some mega brakes on them, whereas this light little whippersnapper, yeah, it's alright. Just on the outskirts of Warrington town centre, so I'm going to just go a little bit further afield. I'm not going to put loads of miles on today, but you know, I've got to test it properly, get onto some 40s or 50 mile an hour roads and see how easy it is. But I'm not going to be pushing it. Very much like a cafe racer, and that's how it feels. You feel like you're sat on top of the bike as opposed to being sat in it. and you are bent forward a hell of a lot. It is a proper sports bike position. I don't think that speedo's working. Yeah, the lack of a gear indicator is always something that gets me. I know it's a simple thing, and I'm a wuss for saying it. I think we just get used to certain luxuries, don't we? And the gear indicator being one of them. It's just an added extra that just makes life easier, and this hasn't got one. This bike has been standing for a while, and yeah, it seems to be running okay, but I've just encountered a little issue with an engine light coming on. Mother funkster. And I think this is the joys really of a bike being stood for so long. A bike that's been stood for so long just needs a good old ride. But today is just about an initial impressions ride. I'm just going over the comfort, the performance, and what I'm gonna say performance wise with this bike is it does feel like it's only got 10 horsepower. It goes through the gears nicely, and for a sporty riding position it's actually not too bad. I like that it's so light. You do feel easy doing stuff like this. This is very, very easy. Doing the filtering through traffic, not a problem with that. However, the 10 horses does make it a little bit sluggish when you're trying to pull away from traffic, or you're trying to keep up with traffic. It will keep up with traffic on the 30-mile-an-hour roads, but not on the faster roads. I think calling it a muscle bike might have been a mistake, but you know, for a little bike to mill about on, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. You kind of feel like you could be on something a little bit sporty, but yeah, as soon as you twist the throttle you realise it's more of a little commuter bike this than something that you're going to win any races on. But it feels nice, it's light and nimble through traffic. It's just not got lots and lots of power, but everything else about the bike, yeah, it looks bloody lovely. And the gear shifts, yes, goes through gears very easily, but I am struggling with the screen. The actual speedo itself seems to be suffering a little bit with the sunshine. So 1 minute it looks like I'm doing 8 mile an hour, the next I'm doing 30 mile an hour, and it kind of just looks like the reflection is affecting it. Obviously my ride today is being cut short because this I will say brand new, it is pretty much a brand new bike with next to no miles on the clock. I've just done a couple, but the engine lights come on. Now that could have come on for a number of different reasons. It could be just that the bike itself hasn't been ran for that long, that a sensor or something may have an issue, I don't know. But mechanically it's riding really nicely. It feels nice and smooth as far as the engine goes. It sounds nice. It hasn't got loads of vibration through it, and it looks lovely. It does. It looks lovely. Like I've only done a couple of miles because I'm trying to be fair to the new owner. But for a bike of this type, a cheap bike that is barely over £2,000 at £2,299, I believe. I don't know, why do we always put a 99 in? Why not make it 2,300? Us customers, we like to see a 2 instead of a 3 maybe, I don't know. But as far as the riding experience goes, it's nice. It's an alternative to a sports bike in that you have the sporty riding position, you've got this lovely cafe racer looking bike, but it does suffer with the 10 horsepower. And it does, because there's no denying it. You can put 14.8 horsepowers into a bike, and Hanway chose to put 10 in this when they put it together, so it is affected. It's not particularly quick, but it's a cheap run around that looks lovely. So I suppose it's up to you. Are you looking for a bike to go fast on, or are you looking for a bike that looks nice that you can just bimble about on? Because this fits that bill. Anyway, I'm going to head back into Moto, and I might try and see if they've got anything else for me to play on. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Laters.